Votes were cast this week, and one of you has been saved from elimination. Heather and Stephen, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Leaving us tonight, Celia and Silvano. Celia, Silvano, you did such a great job. Are you feeling like you did the best that you could?
Asking me that question. Absolutely.
You definitely did. There was a lot of sweat and tears and hard work put into everything, so we go out with a bang, you know?
Well, the boys took the floor here tonight on Your Mama Don't Dance, and let me tell you, there were some fireworks. How do you feel? Do you pick a favorite, or do you just kind of go with the flow?
Well, I don't really pick favorites, but certainly you can see who are better dancers and who not so much. And as time goes on, I think, you start to grow into having favorites. But right now, it's just, experiencing everything anew. And the guys danced tonight, and the girls danced last week. And I think collectively, the moms are a little bit better dancers than the dads. But, that now that the girls have seen what they need to step up to, I'm sure the routines will be a lot more intense, a lot more flamboyant. The criticism from the judges came back across the board. They wanted to see people enjoy it more. More importantly than the steps was the fun, the joy, and I think we're going to see a lot of that.
Now, Ben, you add such a great light and joy to this show. How does it feel to go out there and judge these people on what they're doing?
It's difficult because, when you critique people, you like to give them enough to work with and work with them. And not being able to work with them, and they're working with themselves, and they're doing fantastic. It's a difficult job to sit in judgment. And I'm not sitting in judgment. I'm sitting in awe. I'm sitting in inspiration, inspiring. That's what I'm doing, I don't know what you call my job. I guess, society would call it being the judge of the show. But for me, it's an inspirer of the show, inspirer of dance. Because, we need more people to embrace the arts. And we don't want them to feel that they are excluded from it, that art is not a part of their life. Life itself is an art form. Henceforth, art is living. And it's beautiful that we're doing this on Lifetime. You're seeing all these young people and their parents coming out and getting a taste of what it is that they're sending their children to. The arts. They came through them for this purpose. Hear about where these people have come from, the lives that they've lived, and you can't help but be emotional when you watch this show and when you watch the contestants, and then you see the hard work that they put into each number. Some of the mothers or some of the fathers have never danced before, but they said yes. They stepped up to the plate. Here I am. Let's do this. And I'm going to stumble. I'm going to trip, but I'm going to stand firm with you. And it's beautiful to watch. You can't help but feel emotional.
We just saw our fourth pair, Eric and Carol, dance to In the Air tonight. Chris Judd.
Wow. That's all I got to say. This has been the best number so far tonight for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Vereen.
I'm speechless. The story about, if there's ever a story to tell about a mother and her son and what they go through and what her burden is, you interpreted that this evening. So for that, I'm going to give you 100.
Carol and Eric, they danced the living daylights out of this stage. So how do you feel with all that praise?
I still hasn't really sunk in. I don't know. I just danced with my heart and gave it everything I had, and I hope that was enough, and I guess it was. So.
Carol, you had an amazing focus during this. Were you focusing on the emotion of the routine? Were you focusing on your son?
I was focusing on the emotion of the routine, which meant focusing on him, and he's just done a fabulous job coaching me in that. That's been, I think, the mark for us this week that he's really worked with.
Tricks are cool, but we want to see more of the dancing, see more of the personality, and not rely on tricks and technique so much. It's more of performing and taking it to the next level.